Good
Hello.
evening, ma'am.
Hello, good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm fine, ma'am. And what's about, ma'am?
I'm so great to see you. It's so nice to see you for the first time. So, sir, welcome to our classes English Yaari. So, sir, would you like to tell me something about yourself since we are meeting for the first time?
Sure, ma'am, sure. My name is Sadar Singh Pawar. I belong to Uttarakhand. Right now, I'm residing at Faridabad in Haryana since
Okay.
2011,
Okay.
and
Okay.
I'm an ex-serviceman from Army.
Okay. All right. That's great,
And
sir.
I took retirement in 2009. After that, I
Okay.
joined another job. But right
All
now,
right.
I have left that too,
Okay. All
and
right.
I'm
Great.
free. Yes, ma'am.
You were saying something, and now what?
Yes, ma'am. Right now, I'm free and just learning this English speaking from
Okay.
Yaari. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. Yes.
All right.
Please
Wow.
tell me
So,
about
yes.
yourself, ma'am. Please.
Sure, sir. So
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
Duggal. I'm based in Delhi. I have
Yes,
6 years
ma'am.
of experience of teaching English. Apart from that, I'm also an IELTS and PTE trainer. And besides that, I have my own blog site where I write blog stories and articles. So
Okay,
that's
ma'am.
about me, sir. Okay. So,
Yes, ma'am.
so tell me. So you've been from you belong to Uttarakhand. That's a beautiful place, actually.
Have you ever
Yeah.
seen there? Have you ever visited there, ma'am?
So I've been to Rishikesh. So
Okay, okay,
just once for a brief vacation.
okay.
So
Never visited to that is Badrinath, Kedarnath. No.
no, sir, not yet.
Okay,
But
okay,
sir,
okay,
have you
ma'am.
been there?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh wow! So would you like to tell me about that? Because I've never been there. So would you like to describe that?
About the nature of Uttarakhand, you know very well. There is so many mountains and good nature there.
Right.
After 35 years, I just shifted to my Uttarakhand native place.
Okay.
After 35 years, man.
Okay.
And as far as learning this English concerned, I am 56 year old. But
Okay.
while I visited my native place, there just I realized that the children who are studying in government school, they
Mm-hmm.
do not proper English there.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why I made a plan. If I will learn some English and proper English from here, then I will teach them. The second reason is that there are so many YouTubers from Uttarakhand, you know, ma'am,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
and just they explore the beautiness of Uttarakhand in Hindi. Just I want if I learn this, yes, just I want if I learn the English language, then I will explore my beauty Uttarakhand natures to the people who are living in abroad and other
Okay.
countries who are living. That's why they can watch the beautiness of our Uttarakhand and they can come to visit Uttarakhand so that they
Okay.
will maybe increased of our Uttarakhand.
Okay. Yes, sir. Why
Uh,
not? Very good thought, actually.
Thank you. As I am beginner here and just making some
Right, sir.
practice of speaking, know a little bit grammar. I
Mm-hmm.
studied that English subject as a subject, but not as a language.
Okay.
Right now, I just realized that I have to learn so that as a subject and as a language. Thank
Okay.
you, ma'am.
All right. Great, sir. So, even if you have studied, English as a subject, but that means you do have some familiarity with it, right? Even if we learn English as a subject, we definitely learn it as a language as well, because then we get to know about the sentences, sentence structures, grammar, of course, vocabulary comes, and
Yes, ma'am.
that also helps a lot, right? So, if I so tell me, as a subject, English as a subject, so like you said that you have learned it, so from which classes have you learned English as a subject?
Only up to metric level,
Okay.
the higher secondary. Yes, ma'am. After
Okay.
that, I
Okay.
just joined the army in early age.
So that means, first do practice. I would like to suggest that do practice grammar as well. Okay, because a lot of concepts are there after, let's say, after class 10th, so from 11th or 12th, because after class 10th, till 10th they tell you how to use the tenses, for example. Okay, so they tell you what are the tenses, how to use them, but after, it's only after 10th that you learn where to use which tense. Okay, And that is where the usage of the tenses, the usage of those grammatical concepts that you have been learning till now,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So I would like to suggest that do, just devote some time in learning grammar and where to implement, where and how to implement those concepts. Okay, that will, that
Okay,
will improve your basic sentence structure.
okay,
Okay, the foundations basically. Okay,
okay.
all right. So talking about, you were telling me about Badrinath and Kedarnath, right? So would you like to describe that place, talk about it at length? So how is it, how can one go there? So just talk about Badrinath, Kedarnath at length for, let's say, 2 to 3 minutes. You have to speak on it, right?
Yes,
And talking about how
absolutely.
can one go there from a tourist point of view, what can, what to expect from a tourist point of view.
As you,
Yeah.
ma'am, you are residing right now in Delhi. There is no difficulty to go there. You may take some cab, and as well as you can book some car from here and easily go there. There are 500 kilometers from Delhi to Badrinath only, and similarly, Kedarnath is 475 something from Delhi.
Elaborate a bit more.
Actually, as I belong to Uttarakhand, but I till now I could not visit to Badrinath, only Kedarnath
Okay.
once in my whole life, once in
Okay.
my childhood I visited there. But
Okay.
after 2013, there is some big disaster was happened there, and right now road is not good there, and weather also not good there. That's why you can visit
Mm-hmm.
in May to June. Within 2 months, you
Okay.
can visit there. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So, what is the kind of, what is the kind of weather there? So, tell me about the weather, food, accommodation facilities that we can
This is
expect there.
a religious places there.
Hmm.
More pilgrim goes there, and you
Hmm.
can't get any non-veg, only veg.
Hmm. Okay.
In Kedarnath and Badrinath. Before
Hmm.
Kedarnath and Badrinath, you may take before Haridwar Rishikesh,
Hmm.
you may take non-veg, but after Rishikesh and Haridwar, you can't have some this non-veg.
Hmm.
And some native foods are available there,
Hmm.
and you may have. And there
Okay.
is no so high rent as
Hmm.
a while you stay there. There are
Hmm.
little rent, but due to some hardness of the weather, due to heavy rain,
Hmm.
the items may be costly. I don't know
Okay.
because I did not visit Badrinath till now. Only
Okay.
Kedarnath.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
All right. Okay. So, like you said, some local food is there. Can you give me some example? Like which food
Local food,
items are available there?
rice, chapatis, the bread of some local food, just like a mandwa,
Okay. No,
and
I don't know. Yeah.
jangora, mandwa,
Okay.
and
Okay.
some vegetables. There are
Hmm.
so many types of kinds of vegetables and cereals are
Okay.
available there. Then you may
Okay.
have, yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
And what about the accommodation facilities?
Accommodation facilities available depend upon the rush of the area.
Okay.
Depend upon the
All
rush.
right.
This
Mm-hmm.
season,
Okay.
pilgrim season.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am.
So, like you suggested, that one should go there in May and June. That
May
means the
and
peak
June.
season is all. That means May and June must be the peak season, right?
Yes, yes,
So during
yes, yes.
that time, if a tourist is visiting there, so what are the accommodation facilities available for them?
Accommodation facilities available, no problem.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, no problem. And
Okay.
administration of Uttarakhand is very good. They can
Okay.
take care of your and your family whenever you
Mm-hmm.
go there. There is no problem.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. Yes.
Okay. All right. So, like you are from Rishikesh, and now you are living in Faridabad in Haryana, right? Now, these two, I think these two places are really different from each other, right? So, how do you feel now
Yes, ma'am.
living in Faridabad?
Ma'am, I'm living Faridabad. It was my compulsion because my children were studying here that time,
Okay.
and
Okay.
I just bought some land here.
Okay.
And that time I was serving in Delhi Army headquarters. and
Okay.
purchased some land here. After retirement, I built my home here and then
Okay.
settled here. But right now, I have shifted to my native place, and my both sons are living here.
Oh, okay. So right now, again,
Yes,
now
ma'am.
you're back in Rishikesh.
Yes.
Oh,
Not
sorry,
Rishikesh,
Uttarakhand. Uttarakhand.
Uttarakhand. Rishikesh comes within Uttarakhand. Is a
Yes,
part
yes,
of
yes, yes.
Uttarakhand. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. Okay. So where are you,
So
like in Uttarakhand exactly?
yes, ma'am.
So
This is in Rudraprayag district, nearby
okay,
Kedarnath and Badrinath. Yes, ma'am.
okay, okay. No, I've heard of Rudraprayag.
Yeah, Rudraprayag.
Heard of Devrayag, and then after that comes Rudraprayag. Am I
Yes,
correct?
yes, ma'am. Devrayag, then
Yeah.
Srinagar, and then Rudraprayag.
Yeah. So I've seen Devrayag. I think the next one was Rudraprayag. It was written somewhere.
Sure,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. So now again you're back in your native place.
Yes, within first week of October, maybe
Okay.
I will leave to Uttarakhand.
Okay. All right.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Great. Okay. So now, talking about the weather conditions in Uttarakhand, right? So usually, let us discuss talking about weather. Okay, how can we
Well,
describe the weather, right? So let's learn
yes,
some
ma'am.
vocabulary around weather,
Yes, ma'am.
right? Okay.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. So when the rain comes, so sometimes we use different words to describe the rain. Okay. So like for example, sometimes we use drizzle. Do you know what is a drizzle? Drizzle, DRIZZLE.
The
When the
dropping
rain
of water.
start, yes, when the rain
Drizzle.
just starts.
When it start. Yes, yes. Starting in July. July starting. Drizzle.
Yes, so basically when the rains just when it starts raining, okay, then at that
Yes,
time
ma'am.
we say that it is drizzling right now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
It's drizzling
then it
right
is a
now.
drizzle. Yes. Okay.
It is a
And
drizzling right now.
yes, it's drizzling right now, or it has
Yes,
started to drizzle.
yes. It has
Okay.
started to drizzle.
Yes, right?
Mm,
Okay,
mm.
and then after that, when the rain starts, so we can use the words like a gentle rain. Okay, when
Okay.
it is not raining too much, it's like okay, and it's pleasant, so you can just enjoy the rain. So you can say
Mm.
it's a gentle rain.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and when it's a very heavy rain, then which words do you use to describe it?
It was very heavy rain. It is raining heavily.
Okay, all right,
Yes, ma'am.
or we can
Yes.
also say it's a downpour.
Downpour. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, downpour.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
And sometimes in July, in the monsoon season, sometimes it rains really heavily, like it is just non-stop. And like this time, let's say the last week in Delhi, if you must have heard of it, that the rain was really heavy. Then we say it's raining cats and dogs. Okay.
Cats and dogs.
It's
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it's raining cats and dogs. So this is an idiom that we can use to
Yes,
describe
ma'am.
very heavy rains.
Okay.
Okay, it's raining cats and dogs. Okay, all
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
And sometimes during the monsoons, we usually use the word that it is cloudy today. Okay, so
Yes, ma'am.
let's learn some different words around that. So for example, when the sky is covered with clouds, then how do you describe it? How do you describe the weather?
Cloudy weather. It is
Cloudy.
cloudy weather. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Oh, all right. Okay. And so we can also use the word. We can also use different words for that when it is cloudy. So you can say there's an overcast. Okay.
Overcast.
Overcast. Yes.
Mm.
Overcast. Overcast.
Yes, ma'am.
When the sky is normally covered with the clouds.
Cloud.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Sometimes the clouds become really heavy and it suddenly becomes very dark, even during the daytime. Right? There is no sunshine and there is very dim light. Suddenly there are very heavy clouds covering the sky. Then how do you describe it?
I don't know.
Okay. All right. No worries. So we can use the word gloomy.
Glue.
GLOOMY. Gloomy.
My.
Yes, gloomy. Gloomy means the weather with dark clouds and very dull light.
dark cloud.
For example,
G
we can say
G
GL
L double
double
O double O M Y.
MY. Right.
Okay.
Correct. Okay. For example, we can say that, I don't like gloomy weather. It makes me feel depressed. It is just an example sentence. Can you try to
Yes,
use
ma'am.
it in your own sentence, the word gloomy, for describing the weather?
It is gloomy weather in about to raining.
It is gloomy right now and
Hmm.
it's about to rain, we can say.
About to rain. It is
Yes. Gloomy right now and it's about to rain.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. And
Yes.
then after the rains, when there are no clouds, then how do you describe the sky?
It is fair weather.
Okay. Or it's clear. Okay.
It's clear.
It's a
Yes.
clear weather.
Clear. Clear weather.
Okay. No
Yes,
clouds in the sky. So it's a clear weather.
yes, ma'am.
Right. Okay. Sometimes it's a relief when the rains when there it's raining very heavily, and after that the rain stops and you can see the bright sky. Then you feel a kind of a relief, right? That
Yes,
finally
yes,
we have a clear sky tonight, or finally we have a clear weather today, right?
absolutely.
Okay.
Okay.
And how do you describe, let's say, you got caught up in the rains, okay, and then how would you describe? So you
For
got
describe.
caught up in the rain, you became wet. So how would you describe that? Okay, no worries, right?
Hmm.
So the idea is just to learn some new vocabulary today, so that at least we should learn something during each session. That the session
Yes,
should be of useful. So you
yes,
can
ma'am.
say that we say that to be drenched. Okay, to be
We
drenched, to be drenched to the skin.
rest
Okay,
to the
to
yes, ma'am.
be drenched, drenched,
B R
to
E
be
N drenched
ched, drenched
to
to the skin.
the skin.
Yes.
To the skin.
Okay. So in a
Uh,
sense, you can say that
drench. What is the mean of drench, ma'am? Drench.
drenched means to
Drench.
get wet, to get completely soaked with water.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Completely soaked with water. Right. So you can say that, okay, I was going to the market when it started raining heavily, and now
Hmm.
I'm completely drenched to the skin. Okay. That means now I'm completely soaked up with water.
Soaked up. Yes, ma'am.
Right. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
All right. Also, to for sometimes you can use the phrases like changeable weather. Okay,
Yes,
sometimes
ma'am.
in the monsoon, like the season at this time, so we can say the season during at this time is it's a changeable weather, right? It's changing, but it's these days it's also raining in Delhi, which is pretty unusual for Delhi. Okay, so it's a changeable weather these days, right? The
Okay.
weather is changing. Sometimes it's hot, sometimes it becomes a little bit cool, sometimes it just starts raining. So
Yes, ma'am.
right, so it's
Hmm.
a changeable weather these days,
Yes, yes, ma'am.
right? Okay, all right.
Okay.
Or so these are just a couple of them. Now to describe cold season, okay, winters, right?
Cold
Let's
season.
see
Yes, ma'am.
what we get. Snowy weather, right? Like you said, in Kedarnath and Badrinath, probably. Yeah, I think it snows over there, right?
Yes,
During winters, it gets covered with snow, na?
yes,
Yes.
yes.
Okay. Right. So we can use the word. You must be knowing it. This one first is common. Snow covered. Okay. Snow covered.
Snow, snow
So
covered.
the mountains usually become snow covered during the winters in Kedarnath.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Hmm.
Or when sometimes there is a very heavy snowfall, right? So then you can say it's heavy snow. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So children went to school in spite of the heavy snow last night, right? In the sentence you
Okay.
can say.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. Also, you can use the word snowstorm. Snowstorm. I think a snowstorm must be there in Kedarnath, if I'm not wrong. Uh,
Snowstorm. Yes, yes, yes. From
there,
glacier,
yes. So
glaciers.
large amounts of wind and snow. When you see large amount of wind and snow, that's a snowstorm.
Yes, yes. Snowstorm.
Yes. Okay. So sometimes during winters, at
Yes.
places where it snows a lot, so there are also
Snow.
snowstorms,
Yes, ma'am.
right? Okay, all right.
Yes, ma'am.
So now, just try to use them in your sentences. Okay. So
Okay,
let's
okay.
just try to practice it. Okay, so just look at these words and try to make sentences using them.
Sure, 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 ma'am.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So can you give me a couple of sentences right now? We do have a couple of minutes left. Okay. So let's say, can you use the phrase changeable weather and make a sentence using this?
Right now, ma'am.
Yes, yes. Let's just try to practice. Okay.
Okay. Just you give me some words.
Changeable weather. So can you try to
Changeable
make a
weather.
sentence? Yes. Try to make a sentence using it.
Changeable weather.
Mm-hmm.
The weather is changed
Okay.
to winter.
So the weather becomes changeable. Okay. So it's usually a changeable weather during the months of October.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
September and October. Okay, all right.
Okay.
So yes, so sir, do try to practice vocabulary. Okay, and in grammar, I would like to suggest that do try to read about tenses,
Thank you.
especially where and how to use them.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
The